Hey, welcome to Classic Car Garage, the original classic car restoration how-to television show. Well, today we're here at Orange County Plating in Orange, California to visit with our buddy Don, who is set to powder coat the chassis on our 56 Chevy. Now, as you can see behind me here, we've got a chassis that's already been powder coated. This is not off the Chevy. This is a street rod project. But as you can see, this is really nice, shiny, it's glossy, and as good as it looks, it's just that much more durable too. So we're going to be showing you more about the process of powder coating today. We're also going to be media blasting the body on our Project 56, and Jim Richardson's ready to stop by today with his Eastwood Resto tip on updating your cooling system. Well, what do you say we get started? Don is over here right now getting set to powder coat a manifold. Let's see what that's all about. Hey Don, how you doing?
Hey, good.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Don Riccardi here from Orange County Plating and Powder Coating in Orange, California. Don did a fantastic job on that chassis over there.
Thanks.
I know our 56 chassis is going to look fantastic. Now that's a gloss finish on that, but that's not really the only option for that, is it?
No, it's not. We also have semi-gloss, flats, and wrinkles, textures.
Wrinkle would look fantastic on our 56. Now, here you've got a manifold hanging. What are the limitations to the items that you can powder coat?
The limitations, well, that would be like exhaust system, I guess.
Okay, an exhaust system would be something that you wouldn't want to powder coat, but basically anything that you can heat up in an oven, 400 degrees, and of course it's got to fit in the oven too. Now, the advantages of powder coating are what over simply just spraying this with paint?
The durability.
Going to last a long time. And prep, I would imagine, is very important too. How did you prep this surface out for the powder coating?
This is an aluminum manifold and it's been glass beaded.
So it gives it a nice toothy surface here that powder is really going to stick to. Now, when you spray this with powder, what makes that powder stick instead of just falling off on the floor? Well,
when the powder goes through the gun, the gun actually puts a positive charge on the powder, and then the part is grounded. So that creates an electrostatic.
And they stick together, and that's what's going to create that durable finish. Now, I noticed here you got a lot of little plugs in here too, and those are to keep these threads here from being powder coated. You want to plug anything that you powder coat up, or else you won't be able to get the screws back in there. Let's talk about cost. Our viewers always want to know how much. So, in order to do a manifold like this, what are we looking at?
About $45 to do something like this.
About $45. And an average chassis runs what?
About $400.
About $400, and that would include cleaning it up or media blasting it, and then powder coating it whatever texture or color that you want as well too. Well, it sounds good. I tell you what, let me step back, Don, and let you do your magic on this manifold.
All right.
Well, Don, that looks pretty good. This looks fantastic, as a matter of fact. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven, right? It's nice and shiny like this, and now there's no buffing, no polishing, no nothing, huh?
No.
It looks just like this. How long did this bake, by the way?
About 35 minutes.
35 minutes at 400 degrees, and we're all set to put this on the car. Well, Don, this looks fantastic. We may even powder coat some of the other items on our 56. I know our frame's going to look great. Thanks for your time, and thanks for showing us more about the magic that you do here at Orange County Plating and Powder Coating. Thanks, Don.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Classic Car Garage after these words. Hey, welcome back to Classic Car Garage. Well, the frame is absolutely going to look fantastic when it's powder coated. But now it's time to concentrate on the body of our Project 56. As you recall, that car was dip stripped about 10 years ago and the phosphate was leaching out, and it had that coat of primer on it. That's why we chemically stripped it down to the bare steel. But now we want to take it one step further and media blast it just to make sure it's as clean as it can be when we apply that primer and paint. So for that, we've come here to visit with our friend Bill at Burlington Engineering, who's going to talk to us about the process of media blasting. Let's go ahead and see what Bill's up to. Hey Bill, how you doing?
Good, Jeff. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Bill Welsh here from Burlington Engineering in Orange, California, one of the largest paint removers in the entire state of California, even on the West Coast, right?
That's correct, and we've been stripping for 20 years, and we use various methods for that, from media blasting to molten salt or chemicals or furnaces, actually.
So it depends upon the type of thing that you're trying to strip the paint from. That will determine the method that you use to strip that paint off, right?
That's correct, Jeff.
Now, we went ahead and chemically stripped our car before we brought it to you, but really that's not necessary, is it?
That's correct. Some of the disadvantages of chemical stripping is that when you have metal pieces, parts that are folded together, they actually trap chemical, and we can't rinse it well enough, and so it leaches out later. So blasting is a good way to do it.
So this is really the best way to go about doing it. Now, when we talk about media blasting, there are lots of different types of media here. Now, this is what you used. It's not sand. What is it?
It's a primarily steel product with some other inorganics that we have in there to help make the media last longer and easier to clean.
Now, when people think of media blasting, primarily they think of sand blasting, which is really an old-fashioned way of doing it, right?
That's correct. Yeah, sand has inconsistent hardness in it, and so that's the reason you get warping sometimes.
But there are also other media that you can use, such as walnut shell, for different applications.
That's
soft
correct.
and hard medias, whatever the job.
You can use anything the guy requires.
Whatever the job requires, actually. The interesting thing about your booth here is that, of course, you're very environmentally friendly here. All of this media is recycled, right?
That's correct. What we do is we recycle the media with each pass. And what that does is it cleans the media, so we have clean media being delivered to the hose, which means the contaminants are not being pounded into the metal.
And that's very, very important. Now, it looks as if your blaster Juan here has done a pretty good job on most of the car. He's got a little bit left here in the front. What do you say we stand back and see Juan do his magic with this?
You got it.
Now that's what I call clean. Media blasting is really the only way to go if you want to completely get all the paint and contaminants off of your sheet metal. Well, Juan back there is cleaning up the rest of that media. As I said, they do recycle it here and use it again and eliminate the contaminants, so the next job is going to be just as good as this one was. Now, when we come back here on Classic Car Garage, we're going to show you welding in the rocker panels on our Project 56, so stay tuned. There's more show right after this. Welcome back to Classic Car Garage. I want to thank Troy at Archie's Towing for getting our 56 back here so fast. You know, it looked like it was going to rain when we came out of the blasting booth, and that's the last thing we want is moisture on this freshly blasted body over here. If you get your car media blasted, be sure that you go ahead and put some primer on it right away. You don't want moisture attacking that metal. You know, another good source that we found for information about Tri-5 Chevys is this tech book here, which comes from Classic Chevys International down in Orlando, Florida. Costs about $50, and it's updated annually. It contains everything that you're going to want to need to know about your Chevy car. And again, this is a great, great source book for the Tri-5 Chevys, that is. Well, we're back here at Tom's. We're getting set to weld in the rockers. First of all, Tom, how you doing today?
Great, Jeff. How are you?
Great to see you. Well, it looks like glue over here that you've got that you're holding these rockers on with, but that's not exactly what that is it?
It's called metal adhesive.
Metal adhesive.
This is a two-part acrylic, and this is the way that we do a lot of repairs on the newer cars.
Mm-hmm.
This is a system that's implemented at the factory, and we're trying to duplicate that. And some of the reasons why we do it on this is for strength and for corrosion resistance. It does both. It will actually increase the pull rate on the weld by 2 times. So,
right. Now, if you were to weld something, it would take you about 800 pounds in order to pull that apart. But when you use this and then weld over top of this, what does that change it to?
It increases it to 2,000 pounds per square inch. So it does increase the strength by quite a bit. Now, the way this works, and we've already done it to this, so we don't want to take that back off, but we dispense a little bit out here, make sure that the two-part components, they kind of swivel together in here and mix all together. And then what we'll do is we'll lay a tiny little bead, and what we did on the other side is we ran it all the way down both sides, You do that, just a little tiny bit, because it'll squish together and all that stuff will ooze out of there.
Right, that's all you need right there.
It's got little tiny glass balls inside of it, which keeps it from squishing all the glue out when you clamp it together.
So then you
it's
go
made
ahead
for that.
and place this in. You sort of fitted it up in there, then clamped it.
That's right.
And then now that this is between these two parts of the metal, the next step is to weld it. But I see that we have two different types of welders here, one of which is a double-sided welder that we've seen before.
That's right.
And this is a single-sided welder.
These are made by ARC, the Resistance Welder Company. It's battery-powered welder. It works great. Duplicates a factory weld. This is a duplication of what a factory spot weld looks like, that after the tear test, it actually nuggets, that's called, where it tears through this side and nuggets on the other side. This is a good weld. And we'll use we've got the single-sided welder hooked up right now, because I've got some areas here that I'm going to be able to get into real easy with it. Yep, right in the top. And on the bottom here, we'll get into the lower pinch weld here and a little bit around this vice grip up here.
Right, the only reason we don't use this up here is because, of course, this just won't fit in there, and that's the reason why we use that.
That's right.
And that is a MIG welder from Dan MIG at Equipment Plus up in Moore Park, California.
That's right. And where we can't get these type of welders into, you have to use a MIG welder like this. That's right.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stand back, put on my glasses, and let you get to welding up here. Let's show the folks what this is all about.
All right, John.
Well, Tom, that looks great, and of course with the added strength of that fuser glue, that's going to last a long time, isn't it?
This is really a great repair.
2,000 pounds it's going to take to pull that apart. For those people who want to buy their first MIG welder, what advice would you have for them?
Well, I like 110 volt welder. It's really convenient around the shop. We've got 3 of them there in the shop, and we use them all over the place. But one of the most important issues on these 110 welders is the amperage. Dan MIG makes a great welder, and it's 140 amp. 140 is about the most you can get out of a 110 volt welder, but look for something around 120 to 140 if you're going to look for a welder.
So nothing under 120. And of course the welders don't come with the bottles of gas. You have to go to your welding supply store for those. And of course I think the most important thing that we can tell our viewers at home is once you get your welder, get some pieces of sheet metal like this and just continue to practice and practice and practice until you get those welds just right, because of course welding as well as you do is an art. You've done a great job. Thanks for showing us all about it. Well, there you are. Those are the rockers on our 56 Chevy. When we come back here on Classic Car Garage, we've got your new product segment. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to Classic Car Garage. Hey, how do you like my chair here? Now, this is really, really living. This is one of my favorite chairs. It's a portable super chair from California Car Cover Company in Chatsworth, California. What I love about this is that it's super lightweight. It's made of double reinforced nylon, so it's extra sturdy, even for someone of my size. It's also tubular steel that's powder coated. This thing's going to last forever and ever. And it also has dual cup holders here and a removable headrest and footrest. Now, you'd think that you'd pay a lot of money for something like this, but actually it retails for about $65. And as I said, what I like about it is that it's really lightweight and portable. All you got to do is fold it up like this, and it fits very neatly in this handy carrying case here. Once again, from California Car Cover Company, our friends out there in Chatsworth, California. Now, if you're like me and you're on the road a lot in your car and you want to do business once in a while, Right, here's your answer. This is called the Auto Exec Pro. This actually sits on the passenger seat of your car and truck, and it allows you to have a very functional work surface. As you can see, this is a non-skid pad here that I put my laptop computer on. Won't move around like this. It also has a writing desk that telescopes in and out here, and a clip to hold down things. Also has some storage underneath here, and also in the back here is a place where you can keep all of your files back here, your pens, pencils, what have you. Basically, there is a place for everything. It's the Auto Exec Pro. Retails for about $180. But that isn't all that they have up there at Mobile Office Outfitters. Here's another thing that solved a big problem of mine: where to put your cellular phone. I don't have a built-in phone in my truck, actually, or my car, so I use this. This is a cellular phone holder, and it adjusts to any size portable cellular phone. All you do is mount it in there, you plug this into the cigarette lighter, and it holds your cellular phone out there like that. It also allows you a power outlet here so you can plug other things in. Retails for about $30. And also, if you want to organize your trunk, take a look at this. A portable trunk organizer. You can put all your waxes, polishes, and cleaners in there, your rags, all the things that you might use out there in the road. And it also has a Velcro flap on the front here, and this just really solves the trunk organizing problem. This retails for about $27, once again, from Mobile Office Outfitters. Well, that's just about all the time we've got for you on today's Classic Car Garage. We hope you've enjoyed our show and our continuing restoration of our '56 Chevy Sedan delivery. Till next week, for Tom and Jim, I'm Jeff Shade. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Classic Car Garage.